I know. I said I wasn't going to do another Myles Garrett video for at least a week. Well, I lied. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then please do me a favour and hit that subscribe button. I know I said I wasn't going to do another Myles video, but I promise this one is less doom and gloom, bit more good news, bit more positivity. I was fortunate enough yesterday to not only talk to one, but two Jacks, as I was not only joined by draft expert Jack Brentnell, but also salary cap expert Jack Duffin as well. I will be releasing the videos from my conversation with Jack Duffin next week, as I want to get some of the draft stuff that I did with Jack Brentnell out before that. However, I just wanted to post this clip from our conversation about Myles Garrett because I think it's important for people to see, and then I can officially say that I'm not doing another Myles video for at least a week, and actually mean it this time. So without further ado, here is my conversation with Jack Duffin about whether or not he believes the Browns will trade Myles Garrett, and if they were to do so, what it would look like financially. But finally, you mentioned Myles earlier. Quickly, just to touch on him, what's your personal opinion on how this is going to unfold? Do you think they trade him? Do you think he stays? And if they were to trade him, what would that look like essentially, financially in terms of the dead cap?
Yeah, Myles is going nowhere. Myles knows this. Myles' team knows this. They just need to get on with it and accept it. He's not moving. He's signed this contract. If he didn't want to sign the contract, he could have not signed the contract 5 years ago. But he did, and he's agreed to be here. They've got 4 years of control over him. So he's got 2 more years under contract. They can franchise tag him twice. Yeah, he can be a free agent in 2029 if he really wants. But he knows he doesn't want to sit around with that, with no guarantees in his deal. He's going to sign. It's just a matter of when, what leverage he's got, which is none, and just accepting the consequences that, yes, he might want to go and play on the Commanders. I would look at the Commanders and go, hey, that's fun. I would love to be a part of that. But that's a hypothetical that just doesn't exist in the real world. So it's interesting to know what's happened in the last 2 weeks, because 2 weeks ago we were hearing whether it's Hard Knocks, something else, how he was confident, he was all that, and then in the last week, chat to LeBron, and it's all doom and gloom, and the Browns are a horrendous team and slagging off his teammates, which is not a place I would look at Myles Garrett as the sensible, thoughtful leader, and instead he's acting like it's irrational what he's coming out with. So it's one where he's going to get re-signed. It's just a matter of what that number is. I would be shocked if we went into the season. I'd put it over an 80% chance he's back here on an extension. Nothing's going to change. And the reason why, if you go out and you trade him, you go from, he's 19 million on the salary cap roughly off the top of my head. If you trade him, this dead cap goes up to 36 million. So, or you could just extend him. If you gave him a nuts deal and said, we're going to pay you 40 million a year, the highest earning age is currently 34 in Nick Bosa, but we're going to go crazy. We're going to give you 40 million a year. His salary cap hit this year only jumps 5 million to 24 mil. So versus if you paid him 40 million a year, his salary cap number's 24 mil. If you let him go and trade him away, it jumps to 36. So while that only might be 12 million, that's a lot more spending power, because earlier where we spoke about the cash, you can split that over 5 years. If you go and spend 12 million of salary cap, that's 60 million of spending power, which you're going to lose Myles Garrett. You're going to lose 60 million of spending power. They are not going to sign up for that, because Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, these guys have got their jobs on the line this season. They need to be making the playoffs, or at least around that level. So they are not going to do it. Myles Garrett is just going to have to accept this. He's in Cleveland long term. He's just going to have to sign it. So if they really wanted to trade him, they'd probably sit on him until June 2nd, because you get a slight salary cap. It's easier there. But if the rumours are out, they're going to trade him. Free agents won't want to come. That'll destabilise everything. So he's just going to get an extension. He's going to go on a media tour. interestingly, it came out the Monday of Super Bowl because he wants to go and chat to all the media and build hype around it, because they know they can't get him out and the team is not going to budge. What they're hoping is they could shame the team into doing a deal. The minute he started going off on the rest of his roster, he's on the back six. It's like if he just said during the season, right when it ended, and said, these guys just can't find a quality quarterback, I want to go and play with a good quarterback, that would have been a statement that more people could have got behind. The minute he slagged off his teammates, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's not where you want to be. Focus on one position. People could have gone, hey, yeah, fair enough, Watson's let you down.
Yeah.
But it was a weird thing for him to do. But he'll get extended. I'd say 80% chance. So for me, he's going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's, of course, music to my ears. I've having Myles Garrett on your team is a lot better than not having Myles Garrett on his team. I'm firmly in the belief that he's the best player to play for the Browns in the Super Bowl era. You just don't want to let this guy go. I know that, the situation's gotten ugly with the media tour, as you mentioned. One of the last videos I did was kind of on that and how I thought it was, distasteful at best and disrespectful at worst. I mean, as you said, slagging off his teammates is never a great look for someone that is meant to be, whether or not he wants to be out of the locker room, he's still meant to be the leader in there. But I think it's just really unlikely, as you said, with all of the implications around it. How do you make that work, even if you wanted to? And add in the factor that you don't want to, it's Myles Garrett, you don't want to get rid of this guy. I'm sure that press conference AB did, he already knew about the trade request, and I'm sure that was just him coming out again to reaffirm they're not trading him. So great to hear that. There we have it. Myles is going nowhere. Don't know what all the fuss was about, guys. All seriousness, I mentioned in my initial video that, the Browns had zero incentive to trade Myles, even with him requesting the trade and doing his media tour. Not only would they lose their franchise player, but as Jack explained, they'd lose around 60 million in spending power as well. Now, granted, I wasn't exactly as confident as Jack, in that they can resolve this situation. So it is great to see someone that I trust very much, be very set on a trade not happening. He gave it an 80% chance that Myles signs an extension instead, and that's odds that I'm certainly willing to take, because, trade request and distasteful comments be damned. Having Myles Garrett on your team is better than not having Myles Garrett on your team. Me and Jack also spoke about the Deshaun Watson contract situation, as well as the Browns salary cap outlook as a whole. As I mentioned, I'll be releasing those videos next week, and we'll also be releasing the full interview with Jack Duffin next week as well. But that will do it for me today, guys. Just wanted to give you some positivity before you watch the Super Bowl and get annoyed, as we always do every year, that the Browns have still never been to one. If you do enjoy my content, guys, then please drop this video a like, hit the subscribe button. It's free and it really helps out my channel. You can also check the links in the description to see where you can follow and interact with me on social media. I will also be linking Jack's socials in there as well, but I'm sure you already know where to find him. I'm trying to build a community of Cleveland Browns fans, and as I always say, even if I only get to talk to one fan a day, I'm happy, because I'm talking Browns football with the best fan base in the world. Thanks again for watching, guys. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl as much as you can. We'll be there one day. But most importantly, go Browns.